What's up, guys? Maniacs here, and welcome back to Time Tenshi. Now, yeah, this is a game. This game is yeah, it's been about a week since I played the last one. Some of you seemed to like it, some of you did not seem to like it. Totally understand, it's up to people. That's why I kind of broke it up this week. I didn't want to do 3 videos every week or whatnot until I finished the game. And somebody even asked me to play the sequel, which maybe I will play the sequel in the end. Anyway, we are continuing on. Last week we figured out who this other corporation is that's trying to destroy time, more or less. And we figured out what happens when the girls actually go through the portal. It was a little awkward and a little strange. So we're going to continue on with it after this. This is literally the next morning after we were threatened to be killed by the girl who's more or less in charge of the whole situation, in the sense that, hey, if you come out and try to bang one of these girls, I'm going to kill you. Bye. And then she left. So this is the next morning. I awoke groggily and stepped out into the hallway. Hey! Standing around near the end of the west hall was Rose, tapping on her cell phone. Hearing my door open, she glanced up and beamed over a smile. She wore her usual around the lab outfit. Kenji, this way. I was just about to get some breakfast. I nodded and walked over to her, following her into the cafeteria. Have a seat. I'll grab you something real quick. You like muffins? Yeah, sure. That sounds fine. I love the fact that she has 2 different colored eyes. Cool. I'll slice one open and get it all nice and warm for you. Just take a seat. I'll join you for breakfast. Okay. Her voice was reassuring and soothing as she gracefully stepped over to the kitchen area. I heard the sound of beeps from the microwave. I sat there thinking of the events from yesterday, how crazy it was to see this incredibly intelligent girls do physical combat with other shady looking ladies. This whole situation kept getting weirder. Yeah, it's not normal. Eventually, after a few more beeps from the kitchen area, Rose returned carrying 2 plates. Each one had a blueberry muffin. Okay, yeah, really? What? Yeah, that you couldn't just sexualize that anymore. Like, she might as well be carrying it between her cleavage, but you know, that's fine. She smiled as she handed me my plate. Enjoy. I hope you like blueberry. Thank you. And yeah, it's one of my favorite. Oh, me too. Boysenberry too. And you ever had an orange cranberry? I shook my head. It sounded like a strange combination to me. I've had cranberry muffins, which are really good, but I've never had an orange cranberry. Ooh, they're so hard to find sometimes, but they're definitely worth it. She paused to take a bite out of her muffin, her posture and mannerism very posh and refined. Kyo always carries around those rice cracker things. Makes me wonder how unhealthy they are. Well, they can't be that bad, judging by how well she stays in shape. I suppose that's true. I do love baking all sorts of treats for her. She really seems to appreciate them. Michelle won't get near my projects, though. Why is that? Does Michelle not think your baking is good? Nah, I think she just avoids eating a lot of gluten or something. Michelle is weird. She's really bossy and strict sometimes, but she means well. I raised an eyebrow. Where'd that come from? What do you mean? I was just making conversation. Michelle is really sweet, but she can be a bit strange at times. Like, sometimes when I go out to get a midnight snack, I see her in a lab tinkering around. Well, that makes sense, considering she's the main technician of the time window. Rose sighed. Yeah, I suppose you have a point. Still, sometimes I hear her muttering to no one while she's in there. Just kind of weird to me. Did you want anything else, by the way? Me? Oh, no, I'm fine. This muffin is fantastic. Oh, thanks. I could see her blush at my compliment. Made them myself. They were a joy to bake. Really? You should let me help sometime. Her head perked up and she looked at me, a pink hue still on her shocked face. She shook her head a bit, giggling and smiling wide. Well, I greatly appreciate that, Kenji. For now, you should go see Kyo. I heard she wanted to go out shopping for some new clothes today. Alright, does she really need me there? Well, truth is, Tensei just wants you to get out of the lab for a bit. Get some fresh air and a nice walk. It's only been like 2 days. Yeah, he just likes to worry. He worries about us too, but I think he worries about you, especially since you're kind of his grandson and all. Dunno why. He wasn't around that much when I was growing up. Doesn't mean he can't care about flesh and blood, Kenji. He was a busy man, and he still is. She stood from the bench and took my plate. Now go and see Kyo. Kaio. I think I'm saying it right. Is it supposed to be Kyo? Kaio? I have no idea. Nobody told me, so she should be in the entertainment room as usual. Gotcha. Thanks again for breakfast, Rose. It's no problem, Kenji. I'm glad you liked it. She gave me one last broad smile before walking around to the kitchen. Back over to the kitchen, excuse me. I offered to help with the dishes, but she told me she could easily handle a couple of plates. Oh, I would hope it's only 2. With that, I went back to the hallway and made my way into the entertainment center. And there she is, still in the same outfit that literally covers almost nothing, and you can still see her nipples. Kyo was indeed in there, lounging, just watching TV. I sat on a nearby recliner. Yo. She casually waved, not taking her eyes off the TV. She looked tired. You alright, Kyo? Okay, we got this image again, sure. Her head rolled over slowly, looking at me with half-open eyes. She yawned slowly. It was a soft, cute, squeaky yawn, accompanied by her stretching out her arms and thrusting her chest forward. I did my best not to stare. I'm fine, just a long trip yesterday. Wore me out. I heard from Michelle that you were watching. Yeah, I was just curious as to... What do we do out there? We're supposed to just be there so Michelle can observe history. We usually just chill until she tells us to return. Maybe go look around the countryside, follow some of Michelle's instructions that she tells us through the window, maybe grab a bite to eat. Aren't you worried that if you do something like bump into someone or break something that... What, we'd rip a hole in the space-time continuum? I could tell from her tone that she was ribbing me. The fuck does that mean? And she let out a loud laugh before explaining herself. The way I see it, Kenji, is that when we go back in time, we travel upstream and it's in a river. I don't believe in the butterfly effect. I believe that when we travel back, we go upstream and we end up wherever the time window wants us to end up. There was a silence as I took in her words. Well, Kyo always seemed sort of flighty and had decent theories on time travel. Oh, she had decent theories on time travel. In other words, I'm not one to buy into the butterfly effect. I don't think much of time travel movies anyway. Once again, there was another pause as she looked over at me, snickering with a slight grin on her face. Bleh, lighten up, Kenji. Come on, I got some shopping to do. Join me upstairs and help me out, will you? Alright, what did you need me to buy? Wait. She took me by the arm suddenly and lifted me up, her skirt twirling above her waist. I tried to maintain eye contact with her. Don't worry about it, silly, just come on. She led me to the elevator and pushed the button, but not before Michelle came by, exiting the research lab area. She arched her eyebrows at us, Kyo's arms still wrapped around my own. You two stay out of trouble, okay? Psst, whatever, Mom. Kyo stuck out her tongue at Michelle, who merely shrugged and walked away. The way Michelle addressed us, it made it sound as if we were going on a date or something. And as if Kyo could read my mind, she turned to me and smiled. Not nervous to go out with a girl as cute as me, are you? No, of course not. So you wouldn't mind if I pretend that you're my boyfriend while we're up there? What? Okay, so you do mind then. She said that with a wink. I had to let the initial shock pass by. I shook it off. She was obviously toying with me. I tried to play it a bit cooler. I mean, no, of course not. I don't mind one bit. Pfft, whatever, Romeo. I was just kidding around. Keep it in your pants, tough guy. Oh, okay. All right. I felt myself go red as a tomato as the elevator doors finally swung open, Kyo pulling me inside and watching the doors shut behind us. Today should be interesting, I thought to myself. Yeah, it's probably going to be different. Kyo and I walked the streets, making our way towards town. I tried to make small talk on the way there. So, Kyo, should we stay at the lab and help out or something? Oh, shouldn't we stay? She rolled her eyes and laughed again. Gosh, Kenji, chill. As much as I am aware that the lab is super important, they have my cell number and can call anytime. Need to get out of the lab once in a while and relax, have fun, and enjoy the fresh air. Plus, I kind of just wanted to talk. It's nice to be able to get to know someone new after being in that lab all the time. I thought you just said, well, between the three of us girls, I'd say I'm the most active. I get out, go to local parties and stuff. I try to have a bit of fun outside of the whole time window business that I have to do in the meantime. It's refreshing. Michelle, I don't know if she ever leaves the lab. Most of the time, I can get Rose to tag along with me and we have some fun. Michelle never joins us though. She says it's just kid stuff and she has work to do. Is Michelle really that uptight? I wouldn't call her uptight. She just has a lot of stuff on her mind. She maintains the time window like it's her firstborn child. Man, so my grandfather, his plans were really taken over by her, weren't they? I have to say, Tensei really just wanted to make something. He wanted to make that push. I'm sure you've heard that already a million times. Michelle thought she wanted to do more. She took a much greater interest in the time window than Tensei after a while. She really wanted to push it to its limits, and most of the things we can do, like those fancy weapons and outfits, were all a result of her research. She's always looking out for us, even if she does seem stern and controlling. How old is she? She's not that much older than him anyway. So, I don't know. I nodded and went silent, letting us walk together as we stepped into the small suburb. Eventually, we got to the store. Okay, of course we go right into a panty and bra shop. Sure. I missed the title of it, but before I knew it, I was surrounded by women's lingerie. What? Shh, Kenji, calm down. Look, I was dumb yesterday and left my bra on when I went through the time window. So, I wanted to get a new one. Does that happen often? More often than I'm willing to admit, perv. Oh, no, I didn't mean... Shut up and help me, Alec. He took my hand and giggled playfully, pulling me deeper into the racks of clothing. I was slowly realizing how risky her current outfit was and was wondering how she was okay wearing it even in public. I thought it was just an around the lab sort of outfit, but apparently not. She held up a lacy black bra and held it to her chest. How's this look to you, Kenji? Good. Looks good. Amazing response, Kenji. Glad I brought you with me. She responded sarcastically, rolling her eyes, but still smiling as she returned the bra to the rack and pulled out another. This happened for a while, bra after bra, as she continued looking through them until she found one she really wanted. Oh, this one is a front class. I should try this on. I don't have one of these that... Come on, Kenji, I'll need your opinion. What? Before I could say anything else, I was being dragged into the fitting room, Kyo disappearing behind one of the doors and fiddling with her outfit. I stood outside awkwardly, shuffling my feet, waiting for her to make a decision. Suddenly, the door flew open to reveal Kyo. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. I knew there was going to be a there. Does look good. What do you think? Kyo, do you really think it's okay to be in just a bra? And just hurry up and give me your opinion. Does it look nice or what? She held her hands up. She held her hands up to them, and I had to try my hardest to keep from having a nosebleed. Of course. I nodded, giving a slow thumbs up. She giggled again, shutting the door and finishing up her business. She does this on purpose, isn't she? She's doing this on purpose, isn't she? Sorry, it's kind of hard to concentrate here. I muttered that to myself before the door swung back open, Kyo being fully covered again, much to my relief and dismay. She took me by the arm and went up to the front counter, paying for the piece of lingerie before escorting me out with a smile. Thanks again for coming with me, Kenji. It's no problem, Kyo. I just kind of wanted to get your mind off stuff, off the lab, off that incident. I could feel things suddenly go very serious, the mood shifting dramatically as she said the word incident. Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up. It's fine, Kyo, really. I think I need to talk about it eventually. I just don't know if I'm ready yet or not. I felt her hand slip around my arm until she took my hand in hers. I looked up and saw her look me in the eye, comforting yet direct. If you ever need someone to talk to, Kenji, I'm here, okay? I may not have known you long, but we're friends now. That's the way things are, and when you join... That's the way things are when you join up with us, okay? I took in her words before letting out a slight nod, giving her a smile. She beamed back at me. Good, now let's get home. She paused and let out a yawn. I'm tired. I need to lay down. Well, too bad. We got a mission to take care of. Aw, what now? Come on, Michelle. I just got home. Should have thought of that before. Should have thought of what could happen before you left. Kyo, now go get ready. Kenji, get up to the front desk. Get up the front deck? Alright. Kyo, slightly miffed, went back to her room to get ready. Yeah, and put on her fucking maid outfit, which makes no sense, but okay. Rose was nearby in the lab, already smiling over at me. She stepped over, her outfit more revealing than I was used to on her. So did you have fun? It was interesting to say the least. Yeah, Kyo's usually the type that has a bit too much fun while she's out. She get you into any trouble while you were out there? Nah, just shopped and came back. Where you guys headed? London, just before the plague. We think we might have a reading on Crone Tech over there, so we're going to investigate. Gotcha. Well, be careful out there then. Thanks, Kenji, but even if it was way before my time, it's still my neck of the woods. True. She winked and stepped over to the portal, watching it light up as Kyo stepped up on the platform, a grumpy look on her face. Cheer up, Kyo. At least you get to have big boobs again for a while. Rose was obviously ribbing her, but I could tell that the suggestion was somehow comforting to Kyo as she softened her composure just a bit. Yeah, that's true. The light erupted from the center of the machine, signaling that the time window was ready to step through, and the two of them did. I merely watched behind them as they exited, Michelle by my side as she worked the interface. Alright, they should be fine out there. I'll be keeping an eye on them as usual. Feel free to join me on that. Of course. And here we go. Here we go again. Seriously, you're not used to this by now because it's not exactly something I can just get used to, Kyo. My boobs get bigger than my head is less than a minute. It's not the most natural thing to happen. Just as she mentioned that, they puffed up, like they always did. She wiggled in place, watching her breasts swayed from side to side, getting larger by the second. Kyo watched as her friend and teammate struggled with her growth and giggled as her own bust began to push outwards into her clothes. Okay, yeah, sure, why not? Just have another one of those pictures, sure. Kyo playfully poked them back back and forth alternately with each index finger, laughing and enjoying the pleasure feeling. She looked back up at Rose. Do yours feel good when they grow too? Rose said nothing, merely biting her lip and nodding, trying out to block out the feeling Kyo had just brought up. Well, moving them around isn't going to help, silly. Kyo walked over to her friend and settled her, grabbing her shoulders. There you go. Know what else doesn't help the feeling? What? Swiftly and suddenly, with a wide smile on her face, Kyo moved her hands from Rose's shoulders to her chest, squeezing her boobs tightly to feel them resist and push out into her palms. Rose nearly screamed, pulling away from her friend and panting, exasperated from the feeling. Okay, yeah, no. How about you never do that again? Heh, it's just too easy with you, Rose. Alright, and now we are in the plague fucked up area. And this is a good place to stop after you guys got that nice little image right there. Lucky for you. So, this is where I'm going to end the part for right now. I know we're about to jump into a mission, but this is a good area to stop because we just went from the whole transition of going in there. Yeah, you guys get what I'm going with. So, anyway, that's all the time I got for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this game in the comment section below. I know some people like it, some people don't like it. Whatever, we'll get to play more of it, and we'll see what actually happens in this particular episode when going back to London during the playtime, which is a long fucking time ago. So, let's see what Chronetech's trying to do. So, thank you all for checking out the part, and I will see you guys next time. Maniacs, out.